It looks like we are live. How are we doing here? Which way? That way. Frame up properly, you know. Thirds and all is good, but let's see what we got here. Okay. I am enjoying Instagram, but not enough to rate it right at this moment. I'm going to send out a little tweet. No, I'm not, because I don't have Twitter on there. Alright. No one's here yet, not surprising. So I will just twiddle my thumbs for a little moment. Hang on. Oh, that was a bad idea. Come back. Okay. Is there an undo in OBS? There does not appear to be. Okay, let's grab another window capture. There we go. Hashtag professional streamer. Okay, let me just turn that off for a moment. And I will hit the tweet source. Going live on Twitch. TV/Spillreel. Come and say g'day. Okay, that's done. And now we can get back to ta-da. Let's get rid of that soon. Alright. Wow, I've had 19 total views, so people have actually found it during the week. Thank you to whoever they are. Sorry, I'll stop, what's the word? Mumbling. I will stop mumbling soon. Just don't really feel like it's worth chatting, particularly clearly while there's no one around. But there won't be anyone around unless I actually speak properly. So, please accept my apologies, and I will do better. I will enunciate all my consonants and elongate all my vowels. Whoa, we are now live. And if anyone out there remembers the TV show Live and Sweaty, starring Elle McFeast and Andrew Denton, you're awesome by definition of remembering things that I remember from when I was younger. It's how this works, isn't it? Okay, so we've got an empty canvas, and we have one storyboard. We have an arm that is in need of warming up, shall we say. I've been coding a lot today. There's a fancy new, fancy new UI I've been working on for Storyboard, which is hopefully going to clear up a lot of this clutter. We have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's say there's about 20 things on the interface there, and they really all have similar levels of attention grabbery that they're trying to achieve, which it doesn't make for a great design. You can see the undo button up the top. You can't see my mouse cursor. That's sort of shaded out, so it's a little less, prominent. But I feel like we need to take it back. So you don't want to confuse people when they first use the app, or even whenever they're using your app. It's about having the right tool ready and waiting, ideally as soon as the person, or just before the person knows that they want it. Which, there's an art to that, like there's an art to most things. Let's say there's even an art to accountancy. The law, there's art everywhere, which, that's not a particularly new discovery of mine there. But it bears remembering when you're dealing with people who work in very, very different fields to you, or enjoy very different things to you, to just try and remember that there is every bit as much care, control, and love and art poured into what most people do. Why else would latte art be a thing? There's so many things about making a simple cup of coffee that you have to consider all your intentions and your practice and your skills and the way you've educated yourself in such fields. Funnily enough, I've started blithering already. Who would have thunk? Okay, so this is looking like a very crappy old Povray rendering. Actually, that's an insult to Povray. But yes, I like to just try and do nice, connecty-uppy circles, just to pretend that my arm and hand know where they're going at any given point in time. Also, it just feels like you're doing something, the whole blank page thing. I can get caught up drawing shapes and sort of wiggly lines and whatnot very easily, and sometimes a while will go past before I actually get into forming some kind of coherent image, but I don't think that's uncommon. I don't know. I actually don't know that many artists. So any artists out there who happen to see this, hello, let's be friends. Working artists, I guess. I know many people who draw and stuff, but yes. I have worked with a lot of programmers over the years, but I haven't really worked with many visual artists, shall we say. I've worked with plenty of artistic people on film sets, incredible directors of photography and production designers and people who can transform entire sets or houses in minutes to look completely different and completely wonderfully specific for the film, for the shot. Thinking of you, Emma Fletcher, you're amazing. I thought I turned off Do Not Disturb was on, but apparently that still puts things up. But thank you, Catherine Lefroy, for liking my photo. Hey, Headplow! Welcome! Instagram friend! Have downloaded the app and looking forward to trying it. Haven't had a chance yet, but looks promising. Well, thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming by. That's wonderful. Headplow I found on, you'll have to forgive, a quite old Gen Xer, I don't know what the hell I am, for being excited about things like Instagram, but I've only just gotten into Instagram, and I found Headplow from their great drawings and boards on there, so hey, welcome along. Haven't had a chance to try it yet, but let me take you through a little. Not sure how much you've seen. I'm just going through, having some fun. So the Sunday Storyboard Sunday streams, they're sort of dog fooding for me. You know, you gotta work on your own software because you're the first line of defense. Yeah, well, let's clear this off. And so this is what you'll see when you first open the app. So we've got our projects, and each project will have different little streams. Hey, James Boland, thanks for the Insta follow. Yeah, so we've got you have sort of your boards that you've made or your sequences. You can flip through them on there, or I have a presentation mode, or if you've got the keyboard you can go through and see how everything's taking place there. And then you can export from here. So you can export as an animated a movie file. You can do PDF pages, which was a request from, I'm sorry, Brendan, someone requested this a couple of weeks ago. He wanted a way to export all his boards as a PDF, so we knocked that in, which was great fun. You can just do all your images that you've made as as a folder full of files, or an individual image. So if you found one that you like, and of course you can do with alpha or not, as the case may be. But when you first load up the app, you're not going to have all of that. So you will need to open. You'll open a sequence. I'm keeping these not quite square. I know that Insta likes square things when I post them, but Twitter, when I post them on the end, will actually show the full video in that wonderful blocky 0 bitrate Twitter video. But yes, for the Sunday streams, I try and keep it, keep it relatively square and in the middle here, so that when we do post it to the Instagrams, that everyone can actually see what we're intending. So yes, when you first get to the editor, you'll be presented with this. Obviously, you can draw with a pencil. Hurrah! You can erase with the eraser, and if you double tap the eraser, that clears the layer that you're on. Now, I've made a few, as everyone knows, there are some amazing drawing programs out there, Create, which I absolutely love, and so I'm not trying to compete on, on everything that they do. What I'm trying to, my goals here with SpeelReel is to make it a very simple, quite constrained app, with the intention of it being your first port of call when you're just trying to get an idea out quickly. So with that in mind, we have a fairly limited color palette. I mean, yes, you can make any color that the screen will display, but I try and work within just these grayscales up the top. My old storyboarding teacher, Louis Gonzalez, has said that he would like even fewer in there. He's like, just give me black, white, and midtone. And I may split the diff in a future version and just have 5 rather than what I've got there, 8. And correspondingly, we also only have 2 layers, a foreground and a background. Basically because, when I'm bored, if you're doing, oh look, it's a nice sandy beach because we didn't realize we were on the yellow brush. Let's get that. Maybe that looks more sort of sand dune, doesn't it? So we can have a nice little bit on that background layer, and then when we get to the foreground, we can draw whatever we want. Let's go. Well, let's duplicate that. So this button in the middle here is that duplicates the frame that you're on. So now we can go to this one, second frame, we'll draw a little something appearing on the horizon there. Dupe that again. If you double tap the pencil, you get multiple layers of onion skin, so you can work out where everyone's come from. And hello. So yes, you know, my thinking when I board is that bowl animation. Thank you for liking my video. Yes, my theory is that, you know, background, foreground, that should be enough. I had it with only one layer for a long time, and that was fine. Like, you could duplicate it and you would erase the bit that you wanted and to change, and which, you know, it worked. But I eventually was like, no, sometimes it's nice to just draw your background once and then actually have your foreground action changing. So that was a point where I was like, okay, slightly more complexity, but it does make our job faster. So yeah. All right. I don't know who this person is or who they're waving at. So let's start. Well, okay. So what are these other buttons, since I'm doing a bit of a walkthrough? The pluses either side, so the middle one is duplicate. Eugenio Galante, thank you for liking the photo. I probably should be able to turn that off. Anyway, that's super cool. Yay. And so the ones in the pluses will add a new board, like a new empty board on either side. So if I'm on this one on the left, you'll see we get an empty board between those two. I'll just turn off the onion skinning. And then we can delete that one, or we can add a board afterwards, or we have this sort of insert where we can either take a photo with the camera on that one, or we can insert something from an image from your photo library on your iPad, which was a suggestion from the amazing Rob McCallum. If anyone here doesn't follow Rob McCallum on Instagram, get on there right now. He is an absolute master. He posts his little warm-up sketches in Procreate pretty much daily, and they're always amazing. And he's given me some lovely feedback over the months with Spiel, so thanks, Rob, for those. Yeah, and then we can go back to this layer. You know, maybe this is a little cumbersome, having these different options there. Anyone who tries it out, please let me know. Contact at SpielReel for anything, or on Twitter or Instagram. Please, please, please. Feedback is the only way it's going to become something that we can all use and love using. Gotta love it. I love making it, but I want everyone to love using it. So let's spread the love, and sometimes spreading the love means saying, this is crap, in the nicest possible way. So we have a fresh board there. Let's find out who they're waving at. Probably someone, since they're quite far away, who is looking through some really dodgy binoculars. Someone who's wearing a hat, because I'm wearing a hat indoors, because I haven't done my hair yet today. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, very Looney Tunes. What we got there? So where is this person there? In some kind of a high hide, or I don't know. And I don't like quite where it, they're sitting there, so we can just grab that and bring them over onto the thirds a little there. Almost looks like is it a conning tower? Maddie Mitchell! Thanks for liking the video, Maddie. And Catherine. Well, everybody's liking all the things. This is lovely way to spend a Sunday. I know that for Maddie it's Monday, and look, this is kind of looking a bit like a green what do you call it? Green pipe. So maybe this is a desert world in Super Mario World. You'll have to forgive me, any gamers out there. I do love gaming, but my references are probably well out of date, and I couldn't actually. The last Mario game I finished was Super Mario World on the original Game Boy. So yeah, Mario references will be woefully inadequate. I've seen people playing the newer ones. I had a quick go on a Switch of the one where he throws his hat, and my old man reflexes were no good, no good for that. Now let me just grab this color so I can actually add a little. Let's give some distance. I want to just show that he's looking out there. So we've got, so if you tap on the buttons either side of the main one down there. Now, this is probably going away. I've had some good feedback from people, and I have two modes here for how you interact with your different boards. And while I sort of in development got very used to this little three board, current backwards and forwards, I just don't think, it was causing some confusion. So I'll show you a bit later on a work in progress of what the new layout's going to look like. Not quite sure where I got onto that, but anyway, let's add another board, and actually I'm going to dupe that one, and then we're going to zoom in on this chap there. Let's get rid of all that lovely green. Bye-bye green. And then on this board, we'll just onion skin that up a little. Go back to the foreground, go back to the black there, and see the face. Now, so 2 finger taps to undo, 3 fingers to redo. I am not going to give this man a moustache because Nintendo. One thing I do know about Nintendo these days is that they are very protective of their IP. So this just happens to be a man who happens to be hanging out in a happens to be green tube. But and he's a happy man. But he is not a plumber, he is not Italian as far as I know. I actually don't know him well enough to ask where he's from. Gotta be careful about that. What do we got here? So, seeing that board by itself. Is there, and actually, maybe this is, oh, okay. I'll color that in a little. Let's go. Let's see him from behind, but waving back. So there he is with his hat. Let's move him up and scale him down a little bit to fit him in there. And then over the sand dunes and far away, we can bring both of them together. In the one shot. Not sure if you're still there, Headplow, but if you've got any ideas of where you'd like the scene to go, drop them in the comments or in the chat. How are we going? Been going for nearly half an hour, which isn't too bad. Went for a little over 2 last weekend with absolutely no one around. There's a whole lot of blithering that you can see on YouTube if you would. If you really have nothing else to do with your time. Okay, so let's just play that through. I mean, they're all playing for 1 second there, but we can retime them, so we can make that one last a little longer. And let's shorten, pardon me, too much peppermint tea. We can shorten that so it becomes almost like an action beat. Yeah, maybe a smidge longer than that though. Cut in, down, hey! Right, and then, okay, I like this sort of behind him view, so let's dupe that, and just alter a little, so he has put his arm down there, as has this person. Let's bring them closer a little, shall we? And closer still, here you see the old way of just keeping the one board and deleting what you want to change, which sometimes is all you need. And then, because one of my dear friends used to have an absolute fear of swimming, which was a shame because his family had a pool, which all of us like to swim in, but he had an absolute fear when he was in the pool of being squashed by a whale. No idea why where that would have come from. He probably, well, I know he read a lot of Douglas Adams, but I think this was before we got into hitchhikers. Anyway, there we go. One more there. Where are we? We've got this new frame, so grab that, and we will just get to the touching point there. Fix up that tail because that is abysmal. As is that, but there you go. This is probably going to want to be a very short little frame there. And we'll dupe that. Zoom in on here, pull that out a little so it's a bit longer. We can actually get to it. And then cur. Splat. Not a pleasant way to go, either for a mysterious person in the desert or the whale. Head plow, got to run, but we'll reach out soon with samples to have how you utilized it. Oh, thank you. I know it'll be an invaluable asset to create animatics. Thanks for sharing your time with the demo. Thank you so much for coming by. That really means a lot. Good luck with it all, and as I say, absolutely any issues, anything you would like it to do and it doesn't, please let me know. This is helpful to see the process. I've got a number of boarding projects on and I wanted to adopt this methodology. Wonderful. Sorry I missed those chats before Headplow, but hopefully you've caught them in time. And yeah, please reach out. Okay, let's boom, 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 and let's just finish off the old whale. I think this guy probably needs some kind of reaction. Not something you see every day on your shift at the top of the Mario guard pole. So I think that all needs to happen a bit faster. Pull that down, and let's see how that runs. Hello. I think this reaction actually wants to go in here, given that's the big action shot. So yeah, if we tap, for anyone still watching, if you tap on the lasso tool, the selection tool, if you have something in the clipboard, then that appears for you to show it there, and you can dump that in. So we have that, so plump, 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 plump. This is just cruel of me. Like, isn't it bad enough that the mysterious shadowy figure is killed by a whale, that I don't have to keep on like bouncing the whale on him? But sometimes you just gotta be cruel to be vaguely amusing. I need to put his hands all the way back down yet. I am no animator. I've done a tiny bit. I made a little animated CG film with my co-director Miranda, also happens to be my sister, many years ago. So I've done a little bit of animation, but there's just something so wonderful with software development, film, any sort of creative thing where you're actually bringing something to life in some way. It's just to say, yes, this is not exactly what you would call a good animated bounce or anything, but there is fun to be had. I might actually, because you know, okay, Boomer Jr. or am I Karen? I forget. I'm gonna put a little. I want to add a story with Boomerang. How's it going? Oh no, let's retake that. There we go. Put a little Twitch logo on there. This makes for fascinating streaming, I realize. Forgetting to save the whales. Hashtag. I don't know if you can or should put hashtags in stories, but you know, let me know in the comments. All right. More social networking. Okay, I feel like we just want a little reaction shot from, oh, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. From this chap, who, look at him there, I will call Mr. Bland, because he is about as uninteresting as a face can get. Apologies to anyone who actually looks like that. I would look like that if I actually ever shaved. So let us have a little see. What's his? I just want a simple way to end it. Like this is just a terrible gag. So he's in here, looking over that way. He has an ear right up the side of his head. Let's put that down, sort of more where ears go. Obviously, I'm, you know, the master of human anatomy here. Simple pose, eek. Oh, Laura Gal. Thanks for liking the tweet. Hopefully one day I'll see you in here. So yes, here he is in there. And let's dupe that and make him very subtly eyeball the camera. And then we can dupe him again. Let's grab him off there. Clean up the top of this. Yoink. And then move him back over. Do the same again. And wink. Let's say 2 more. Down he goes, just want the very top of his hat. Oh, okay, yeah, let's dupe that. Bring that over there. Maybe it's not such a deep tube that he can't go all the way down, so he thinks he's gone. Pop that head back. So down he goes, pops up, back down, and I think we can lose that one. And in the best traditions of Looney Tunes, something larger than the hole it can come out of. Pop up and say, so yeah, we want to go to completely out of there. So this is an area where maybe now that I come to think of it and I've done all this, all the work on this, I probably should have put the tube on the background layer. But you live and learn, or in my case, live. Let's grab a little bit of that, copy that, come back to this board, paste it. Cool. And then let's go slightly smaller. Not my. Let's dupe that last board again so we can give it a little bit of a wiggle, not a wiggle, a quiver, overshoot, oversteer. Like I say, not a trained animator, so I'm not really certain of the vocabulary, but bonk. It's what we used to call at Soup Toys, which is my 2D physics-based gaming company. It's the little shake in the tail, which makes things just feel right. Okay, not my fault, and we will. Make that a bit longer. Boink. Okay. Okay. Now, something I would like... I'm just wondering if I should add some colour into the background. Give it a bit of sky, you know? Because most of the stuff I've been posting is very much black and white. And you know, sometimes it's nice to just have a little bit of colour in things, you know. Let's. Ooh, that's not what we want. Let's go to the background. So if you drag down, you can get in a bit of colour nice and easily. Now that we're we've really polished this, clearly. Oops. I probably wouldn't do this normally, but now let's see. We've got green on the background there. We've got the guy. So what I might actually do is just give a little outline here, so we don't go completely through him. And then drag in from there. Boom, boom, boom. And here I think we'll just go the other way and actually erase what we don't want to see as blue there. Should probably put some green in there, but you know what? Just not going to. And this one looks more like a film. This one, given that they're in silhouette, I can just do that. I think. Oh, helps to do your divider line first, Crob. Now I realise we have a whale that needs some sort of colouring there, but we will get to him in due course. I filled the blue bit with blue, that's helpful. Okay, let's get... Give me the green. If you double tap on one of these, it clears it, so then you can go and add in your specific colour. I'll double tap on that, and I will grab this blue and save that there. I will probably, well, I will try and make this a more standard colour colour mixer thing. I know there are more established ways of doing this, and for the principle of least surprise, I will get us to them. Okay, so let's get that green out and fill that in there. So now we have a nicely coloured background here that I'm just going to grab. I don't have a select all tool yet. That'd be useful probably. Stick it on the to-do list. Same again. Same again. Same again. Same again. Same again. Same again. It's probably a good way of doing this with a nice timeline tool or something, but somehow we got out of whack there. Oh well. Now let's give this bloke some definition of his own. else in chat? Not missing anything? Nope. Make this placard white. Oh, no, helps if you draw, not erase. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, let's just fix up these little wiblets around the edge. And there. Fix up that green. I think the frame before was a bit, yeah, there we go. Green on here. I'm still, yes, I'm on the background layer. Wouldn't be working if I wasn't on the background layer because I'd go over the black. Being very careful with this because I'm planning to stick some yellow in there. Grab that yellow. Nearly there. Ooh, still have 2 viewers. Hello, both viewers. I just know Twitch will be reaching out going, hey, do you want to be like a super awesome premiere level streamer with these wonderful numbers you're getting? And I'll say, no, that's not why I'm here, man. I'm not about the personal fame and infamy that comes with being a hardcore streamer guy. I just want to, like, you know, draw some whales falling out of the sky into deserts. It's presumably, being this deserty, it's quite a long way from any decent sized water or body of water. That said, the West Australian coast is very dry and has lots of water and whales nearby. Cool. Okay. There we go. Let's have another little time out of this. So let's make that nice and big. Let's hit play. A stranger appears in the desert. Ooh. Okay, don't mind most of the timing there, except for at the end here. Boom, boom. So this should be very fast. So what have we got there? 0.4. I guess that would be overshoot, would be the 12 techniques. Is it 9 techniques and 12 old men, or 12 techniques and 9 old men? Sorry to anyone listening with headphones, that bang was probably not particularly pleasant. Boink. Okay, so a couple of little issues I noticed with that run through. First, we're going, hey, whoa, whoop, 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 whoop. He should just go straight down. So, grab, I'm on the background layer, so that's not going to help. Grab him and turn on the, there we go. It exists for a reason, the old onion skins. Put straight over there. Which now means we want to fix up that background. Boom, boom, boom. Giving us a He still goes over a bit, doesn't he? I might just speed them up a touch. Boom, boom, boom. Plonk. Yep, like that. Just going to fix up this little holes in the ground there. Now, the other thing that I was missing, which was a couple of little reaction beats. I don't think the story, such as it is really. So we come in here, figure comes up, he's immediately waving. So actually what I want, I feel like I want him to get there and stop first. So let's dupe this, and then on the first one, boom, have him not like that. We don't want him to have a nice big yellow arm. We want him to have just a little he stops there, and I'll even like let him, yeah, so we can come up, hey, what's going on? Huh? Person there. Now this guy, I don't think he's even looking in the right kind of direction for that to read properly. So let's change that up a little. I think I actually want to go, you know, he probably has the moment of realization while he has the goggles up, because he's not going to recognize them once he's put them down, but I do want to see just the little hint of just give him a little moment to for our face to, or for us to know, like to see his face and read it before he sort of shows recognition, so that the fact that this person is there is a change from his current state, rather than him just being a super highly amused, probably over-caffeinated person at all times. He might be, you know, might be grinning his head off behind those lenses, but we're just not going to see it. So same, I think here we actually want to give them both a beat where he's got his arm down. Well, actually, both arms down. Actually, yeah, this guy. Start with his one down. I might even just twist him over a little, just give him a better sense that when he does wave, he's putting his arm into it. Look, this is by no means gesture drawing 101. That background's pretty ugly, but oh well. But yes, just so there's a bit of change in there. And I might even just go back to this one. So he's got his arm up, waving. I'm going to dupe that board. I'm going to move this over to the other side of the wave. So it's like wave, wave and return, arm down, so that we see where he's at. Again, it's about having a baseline for where the motion's going to move along from. Oh look, we hit the hour mark. That's great. And then he starts coming towards us. So let's just time that out and we'll see how it's going. And walk, walk, walk. Great. And one day I'll add sound so we could add a little screech, 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 like, you know, marker on whiteboard drawing sound, writing sound or something. But yeah. Okay, so that's not my fault. Okay. So now let us finish that off. Go back to the background here. I'm going to sample this color. I'm going to fill it all in with that. Going to clear the foreground and then let's say save the whales. Hashtag storyboard Sunday. Stream number 2. Let's do the world's greatest logo. Ugh. What is that? Who designed that thing? Think they'd be able to draw it themselves? Pardon me. And what else we've got? So let's say special thanks to Head Plow. Coming out and chatting with us on the old Twitcheroo. center that, and I'm going to do my usual silly little trick of, well, say mine, it's totally Don Hertzfeldian thing of writing the text twice, just to give it a little life. Save the whales, which is not a subject that really should be taken lightly, because they are in serious need. The whales, the whale sharks, sharks in general, need a lot of help, and we need to stop a lot of what we're doing. But in this instance, I just thought it was funny to see a whale fall into a desert. So sometimes a whale in a desert is just a bowl of petunias. And then I will, so we've got that, make it be quicker. 4/12 sounds good. Dupe, dupe, dupe. Okay, so we've got 4 of them, so we dupe this guy, bring her over, dupe again, bring it over, dupe again. And what we got? Those 2 are the same, but that is different, so that goes over there. Save the Whales, Storyboard Sunday, special thanks to Headplow. Great! Okay, I think we are going to call it there. It's a little over an hour, just to get us, get a little Storyboard Sunday stream out. So thank you everyone for coming by. The 2 people who I don't know who you are, thanks for coming, and say good day next time. Or not. Entirely up to you. You are welcome either way. Thank you very much to Headplow for trying it out or buying it. And yeah, looking forward to any and all feedback from that. I will post this on Instagram and Twitter very soon. So I hope to see you all next Sunday. Thanks again. Happy boarding.